All right, guys, we are going to be reacting to Momo7th and him losing his longest DBD win streak. I believe I've never really heard of this guy, but I know someone in my chat or in my comment section told me to react to him losing his blight streak. And I want to say this first and foremost. I am not a blight player, so as an outside POV, just whatever I say, just take it with a grain of salt. All right, I know the game, I know it well, but as far as blight add-ons and texts and things like that, I'm not the fucking guy. Like I'm literally just not. I reacted to Super Alf losing his streak as well, which is just fucking like tragic of like a tragedy. Really, just love the last game. It was kind of tough, but yeah, let's see how
My name
Momo
is
lost his.
Momoseventh, and I'm a Blight main that recently almost got to 2,000 wins in a row. We unfortunately lost it at 1,947 wins,
2,000
midway
wins,
through our
dude.
24-hour stream to get from 1,900 to 2,000 wins. The people that broke our streak were stream snipers. They won fair and square. I'm going to be showing...
Dude, no. Dude, okay, just him saying it was stream snipers immediately just like kind of like it's so like triggering. I'm not gonna lie. For one of his fans to probably be watching this live and to just know that these were stream snipers, I'm pretty sure like they were very angry. And I think if I was the person doing this win streak, I probably would have been very angry like as well. I mean, he did say they want it fair and square, so maybe they. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how they stream snipe and
their
win
builds
fairly,
later on in the stream and analyzing them, as well as analyzing my own
because
mistakes, the
if
entire
they
game in
know
general,
your entire
and what I could have
build
done better.
going into a
For anyone who's
match,
curious,
they have
the
so
win
much
streak rules
advantage. They
are
have such an
4K
advantage.
or 3K with hatch. If
Okay.
anyone escapes after all 5 generators are popped, then I do lose the game. I also would like to say, since I have been getting a lot of hate from people on Twitter and Reddit.
Blight 1947, Oni 627, Spirit 81, Hillbilly 30. Okay, so like all of the killers that take a very high amount of skill to play, this guy is on a crazy fucking streak with. Okay, I know this video is like kind of old. I mean, less than a year, but like it's kind of old. But still, if he has still continued these streaks, his Oni is probably like somewhere like near like 1,000 by now. Like I've never even heard of like an Oni streak being this high. Nah, this guy's actually fucking cracked. What?
And pretty much all over the internet. I will say I do understand if you do not like me as a person, or if you don't like what I do online. 100%.
Wait, what?
Hate from people on Twitter and Reddit, and pretty much lose the game. I also would like to say, since I have been getting a lot of hate from people on Twitter and Reddit, and pretty much all over the internet, I will say I do understand if you do not like me as a person, or if you don't like what I do online. 100% understand. But I will be getting to the reasons behind my streak, why I do it.
Bro, like, okay, what he just said is like he's been getting like so much hate on Reddit and basically everywhere. Is he getting like all this hate just because he lost his streak? I mean, like, what the fuck can you do, bro? Like, you can only play like so good, and like if it's just like a generalized thing, like who the fuck cares, bro? Like, it's online people, bro. I know, like as like content creators, like we're supposed to take like everything people say with almost like a grain of salt, right? Just take everything as like in some way, shape, or form, like criticism, constructive criticism. You know, if a lot of your fans or something didn't like you doing something, then you're like, okay, in your mind as a creator, you're like, okay, I'll pivot from that and I'll just keep doing things that my fans will love, undoubtedly. You know what I mean? Or like just everyone will love in general. But there's a lot of times where you kind of have to remember that it's your own fucking channel, right? Like it's you. Like just do what you want, bro. Like who cares who hates you for
why
it?
it is so important to me. I know a lot of people also criticize my reaction to losing the streak, which is something I'll also be talking about during this
always
video.
Like
it's gonna be a big discussion video.
It's all hindsight, bro. It really is just all hindsight when you think about it.
And if you have
There's
any
nothing you can
questions,
do.
definitely let me know in the comments. If you have any hate, let me know in the comments. I will be responding to every single one as best I can. So I'm sure
I don't
you
know,
might
that's
be wondering
crazy.
what type of builds we were using throughout the streak, and what my mindset was for each game. The amount of perks we used was actually
I'm actually like so
insane.
interested in this,
At
bro.
one
I've
point,
never
we were
seen a
using
high
something
level
like
blight
Corrupt,
player.
Pain Res, DMS, and Deadlock, just like a full gen
Really
block
good build. Yeah.
At one point, we had an insane setup of Corrupt, COB, Eruption, and
O'Brien
or Pain Res it was, which was
wait, 9 months ago. Okay, so this video came out like 9-10 months ago. Is that like good Call O'Brien and Eruption? Because there was a point in time where this shit was incredibly strong. Like you could not play against it as a survivor. you were able to just knock down almost fully completed gens in like what 20 seconds, something like that, 30 seconds. This equated to like 300 and something percent, if I remember, of like
And
gen regression
Agi or
speed.
pain res it was, which was absolutely bonkers.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Then at one point we're using something like corrupt, pain res.
Or I may be thinking of
pot with nowhere to
overcharge.
hide.
My bad.
At one point we gave up pot because I didn't feel it was that worth it. We used such a wide variety of perks throughout the streak, but the one we were
Pop
using,
is so good, but
whenever
like
it
also
was
so
lost
bad.
was agitation, pain res, pop, and grim embrace, which was pretty damn near the strongest build you could actually use on Blight.
Okay.
The one thing I was slightly holding back on was agitation instead of corrupt, but regardless, still a fucking phenomenal build. Absolutely one you should be 4K'ing every game with.
I feel like, and this is just like a personal thing. This is like, you know, nothing towards him. Like I said, everything that's said and all the critiques that were given after the game, it's just like full hindsight. No one could have known what was going to happen during that game. Like not even, not even like the killer himself. You know what I mean? Like not even Momo. Like he literally, if he would have known certain things, obviously like he would have done them. Right. But in the moment, it's high stress, very fast thinking. You can't really like you just can't like not every game you're gonna play perfect, right? When it comes to streaks, there's gonna be one game where you just don't play perfect, and that's the game that you're gonna get punished for the most. Like survivors are gonna just take advantage of every single little mistake that you have. So like for like a lot of people are just like background gamer. It's like, come on, bro. Like I already feel bad for losing the streak. Don't like add to it. You know what I mean?
I was, however, holding back on my add-ons throughout the entire streak. I opted to use double speed, which, believe it or not, although it is very, very strong, was definitely not the best add-on combination you could have brought. I could have brought Alchemist String.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Alchemist is like the strongest.
33 at the time. I could have brought Adrenaline Vial, which was arguably the strongest Blight add-on, even the strongest add-on in the game.
Yeah, I think I only know like a couple of Blight's add-ons. I really don't know much about them, I'm not gonna lie.
My general mindset for each game, I pretty much read chat 70 to 80% of the game. If I'm being completely honest, if I ever needed to really like pay attention, I'd make sure we secured the win before I went back to reading chat. But for the most part, it was just your average public games. I wasn't really sweating per se.
But like I think that's exactly what happened to Alf too. When you have a streak this high, it's almost like games just become games. Even though they're like, you know, counting toward your streak, you kind of just can brainless, like you're so good at your certain killer that you can you can turn your brain off and just almost go on autopilot and just sit here, you know, vibe with your chat and just talk to them like you're just chatting, you know, but like at the same time you're playing, but you don't have to think that much about it. And I think that happened to Alf too. He was just talking to chat a lot, not really worrying about the game. He just thought of it like an average game until there was a moment in time where he kind of like clicked for a second. He was just like, oh my God, wait, I think I might lose this. Let me lock in. And that's like the kind of, but I think for him, it might have been like a little bit too late for him to lock in. So I'm curious to see if
I definitely was
Momo goes through like
not
the exact
holding back
same
whatsoever in terms of my game
mindset.
How do I say this? My game plan, right? You know, immediate tunnel, not wasting any time. But I wasn't really sweating in the sense that I was trying very hard, like every single chase. No, I was definitely more laid back, and I think that kind of speaks volumes to this game's matchmaking. And maybe if you know, maybe this will be a bit controversial, but definitely the lack of skill that is out there in the player base. But that is an entirely different conversation.
I know he made a lot.
I started doing this stream.
He made a lot of Survivor mains.
I wanted to
all the entitled Survivor mains.
Grow my stream.
Oh my
I don't
God,
normally like
dude.
to talk about numbers, but since this
I know
is
they're
a
all mad about
discussion
that.
video, I will be bringing them up. When I first started streaking, I'd want to say I was around about 20 average viewers, maybe 15, something like that. And I was seeing all of these, you know, win streaks that came here and there. I heard about Card Clasher's 650 win streak at the time. That was the longest win streak ever.
I've never heard of that person either,
time
dude. I need to get better at like looking at how many like win streakers there are and like current streaks that are going on in the game. I actually really need to do that. So like if you are watching this video and know of some people that are doing crazy streaks right now, like please let me know. Like I really just want to get like more in tune with like everything that's actually going on in the game.
Honestly, I saw it as a good opportunity to take my skill in the games and show it off. And also is a good way for me to actually enjoy my time playing pubs. If you guys don't know, at first I was purely a comp player. I was mainly a comp player.
Oh, he was a comp player. Look at that. I knew he was a pro.
And
honestly, he just sounds like a pro.
Public matches to me are not the most fun if I don't have some sort of goal in mind.
Challenge.
If I don't
you gotta
have
a
some
challenge.
sort of reason to be doing them. So win streaks kind of gave me not only a good form of content, but they also gave me a reason to play the game, which was obviously very much appreciated. Before this big loss of 1,947, we actually lost the BLIGHT streak 7 times, the highest being 632.
times.
So I had some massive dedication
Bro,
to these streaks, and honestly, they kept me having a lot of fun in the game, actually being challenged to stay
7
consistent and
times?
focused.
Bro, you got to think about it, right? His highest being like 632, I believe it was, and this one being 1947. This guy has probably won, guaranteed, and like this, he's probably won like close to like 3 to like 5K probably matches as BLIGHT, right? That's fucking nuts, dude.
And it actually made my streams, I feel, a lot more entertaining, right? Because each game that was actually close actually meant something, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in most games, right, if you're just playing
There was
pubs,
some weight behind
without
it.
any sort of streak going on, there's not really much stakes,
no
right?
pressure.
Even if the game is
Yeah, there's
close,
no
I mean,
pressure.
who cares, right, if you win or lose?
Yeah.
At least
feel
with
that, I
these
feel that.
win streaks, you know, people who are watching would be invested, right? If I was on a long win streak, the game was close, there'd be something on the line. So this made it so that, you know, we actually had
my God, dude, you
some
hit
sort
that.
of stakes in each one of our games. So I'm sure many of you might be asking the question,
Yeah, I feel like people are just more drawn to like just like this hanging, it like this gamble, right? Like this gamble feeling where you can play and risk your streak, or you know, just play normally, but people love that fucking gamble factor, so they're just like drawn to it. Like it's like the same feeling that people get when they buy a scratch off. You know what I mean? It's just like that like small burst of like endorphins where you're just like, oh my God, am I gonna win? Am I gonna lose? And then like you lose or like you win, like it's just like a
what
burst
could I
of
have
fucking
done better
energy.
in this specific game? Well, first of all, I do want to say I was 15 hours into stream, so
15
my
hours?
decision making was not as sharp as
Bro,
it could have
what?
been. And I definitely made a lot of game sense mistakes. Surprisingly,
You were
however, my mechanics were
streaking
pretty on point this
at
game.
15
For the
hours.
most part, I didn't really miss many rushes. Each
This
rush
guy's insane.
sequence ended in a pallet or a hit. But unfortunately, just had some really strong perks and items that made it hard.
Wait, okay, guys, I want to see this. I want to see this. Okay. Okay. Nancy, Dwight, Ace, Kate. We got 4 decisives. Oh my God. 4 decisives, and off the record, 3 off the records. Bro, these guys were fucking stacked. 2 sprint bursts. This guy had dead hard and balanced. And then a life. Is this object? I'm pretty sure this is object. So if this was a full Swift team, they had one guy calling out Momo the entire game. That must have been so infuriating. And they brought him to this map, which Azeroth is kind of like just a bad map overall for killers. In my opinion, that's just like, you know, your average killer. But I mean, at a high level, it might be good. I'm not sure. And then 2 insta heals and insanely strong medkits. Dude, these guys were fucking like these guys were ready for war, bro.
Hard to catch up with all the
I mean, I
pressure they
guess,
were
right?
putting up.
Like, if they were stream sniping, they
And
knew
even though
who
my
they were going
chases
to go up against.
fast, my lack of good game decision making was really hurting.
I don't think I
For
could
one,
win this
I was
match.
very afraid
not gonna
of
lie.
DH, DS, OTR to the point
I mean,
where
fuck, dude, like,
gave
if
up
he
on a
couldn't,
tunnel
and he's,
immediately
like,
when it
really
really was
good,
not
like,
necessary
I wouldn't have stood a
to give
chance.
up on a tunnel. For 2,
would've
I
gotten a
definitely
0K.
should have put on Corrupt as soon as I saw that I was being sniped. In the lobby, I actually did realize that just based on
No, dude.
one of the
You
people's
realized that
names, I
too?
recognized them as a comp player. So I realized, okay, I'm sniped. I should have brought Corrupt. That's another big mistake. A third mistake is, you will see later on in this game, I actually had the opportunity to take a Pain Rush hook onto Dwight. I incorrectly thought I would not have made the Pain Rush hook without them finishing the gen, so I ended up slugging him. There was another instance later on where I could have committed to Dwight at the bus, and I decided not to. Once again, I don't really know why. So those mistakes were
DS
definitely
is
very
crazy.
big, very costly, and definitely something to be learned from that game. A lot of people think that I am making it up that they sniped, but here I have concrete proof that they were intending on sniping me.
Wait, hold on. He's online. What? I know. I'm texting him on Discord, but I mean, okay. Nah, this is
Discord them.
crazy, bro.
In fact,
I
every
don't really
time on
feel like
stream, I
sniping Momo.
openly
This
say,
is
"You know
this
what,
guy
come
is a
snipe
smart
me."
one. Yeah.
Obviously, I know that this is probably the only way my streak could end, considering I'm playing second
Yeah,
strongest killer in
a
the
lot of
game
people
as a
just think,
competitive
like,
killer,
if you say
as
one
of the
negative
best
thing,
players of that killer with
or like
3 slowdowns in
I don't
public
know,
matches.
a lot of people just chalk it up to like you
honestly, I didn't
coping,
have a
but like a
problem
lot
with
of times
sniping.
people
Of
like
course,
are
our actions
fucking
I'll get into
cheating,
later,
bro.
was very harsh, but once again, I'll explain that later in my circumstances. But yeah, they were sniping. Once again, not to discredit them, but for sure they were sniping. This was not the first time we were sniped on streak. We've been sniped a multitude of times before. I have proof as well. One time we actually got sniped by a
this guy gets all the receipts. I love that.
And they brought multiple brand new parts. We still managed to somehow pull through a 4K at 3 generators against them. But yeah, I just really quickly wanted to show these screenshots just to prove to everyone that they were indeed sniping. I've been seeing a lot of people saying that, yeah, I've been making it up, but no, they were indeed sniping.
It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't even matter if these guys had only sniped him at the beginning of the match, or maybe like they were only watching his stream before he got into the game. They got a glance at his build, his add-ons. They knew exactly how to counter and prepare for everything he had equipped. Like it doesn't matter if they weren't stream sniping during the game. Like just that little advantage is just massive.
Really
for them,
big thing that people were pretty upset at me over was my reaction.
Basically cheating, bro.
And yeah, I mean, I will definitely admit my reaction was uncalled for. I
he was raging.
Losers. I said they're garbage. I said they round one-did by me in any tournament.
So valid.
I just said a bunch of nasty
I wouldn't even
stuff
apologize if I'm being totally honest.
It was like, you know, the classic trash talk stuff. Obviously no slurs or anything like that, but it was definitely uncalled for, and I acted like a big hypocrite.
I think something like that's so valid,
they
bro.
have multiple step takes, multiple insta heals, so I was pretty upset about a comp team sniping me with that. But honestly, do I really have any room to talk with the type of stuff I've been doing for 1,947 games?
I mean, like either way, right? Like it doesn't matter. Like I would so trash talk, and I wouldn't even feel bad about it. Like he really shouldn't even apologize for that, because if you're putting like your hard-earned time and like dude, imagine 1,900 fucking games, almost 2,000 games, guys. Imagine that, bro. You sinking probably months of your life into this one thing and trying as hard as you can to see how far you can go, and people like maliciously going and trying to just end something you've worked so hard for, and that everyone in your community is just rooting for you for. You know, it's just like that one like fucking bad egg that just like wants to destroy everything that's going good.
To Jerry, obviously, who just got off his 12-hour shift and is trying to relax on DBD. My defense,
if he lost like fair and square, like you lose fair and square, but like
happened at literally
the stream snipe,
time,
like come on, man.
I would not have had as harsh of a reaction.
It's just so lame
because I would have been as tired, as hungry, as thirsty as I was at that point, because I was also fasting. I'm celebrating Ramadan. But yeah, no, it was just very bad circumstances for me, and I reacted in the worst way possible. I will say I was very upset that they decided to snipe me at this time. I wish once again that they had sniped me either after I got to 2,000 so I could have celebrated the milestone, or on just a regular stream, because I had already gone so far in the stream. 15 hours in is quite a hefty bit of time to just say, all right, we're done here. And I was very upset about that.
That's so tough. You couldn't even hit him because he's a
Twitter and YouTube. And Reddit even, there's a Reddit post with like thousands of comments, you know, just kind of dogging on me as a person, which I need to be able to take as a content creator, but a lot of people are you know, sending me death threats, harassing me in DMs, in my server, in my chat, and as
what? Nah, run that back. Wait, what?
As a content creator, but a lot of people are you know, sending me death threats, harassing me in DMs, in my server, in my chat.
Sending a creator death threats for him, like I'm guessing this is for like him trash talking, for him trash talking players that maliciously stream sniped him and made him lose something he just spent probably a year of his life going for, a year of like his life, a year of progress taken like fucking rug pulled from under him by people stream sniping, and like you get mad for a guy who crashes out. Like that might be one of the most reasonable crash out moments as like a DBD player, as a DBD streamer, whatever the hell you want to call it. This might be the most fucking reasonable time to crash out. I'm not gonna lie. I would be like Tasmanian devil spinning around, throwing it back on fucking like just like with the amount of like which ways my mind was going.
I should be able to take it, but I definitely want to just quickly address my reaction and apologize.
I don't know
for putting
anything about this guy, but I can say,
and also just overall
he's way too hard on himself. And he shouldn't get as much hate.
If you'd like to see my full reaction,
what he's saying,
I don't really have much space for it in this video.
I've never heard of him, never seen him, but like
the game as it was
no DBD content creator should like have to go through that.
Highlight of the last game.
At the end of the day, everyone like people are just fucking people, bro.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I think everyone should go ahead and take a look if you're curious. I know that's what a lot of people want to see. I do just want to say, please try to put yourself in my shoes. You know, you're 15 hours into stream.
Exactly.
You got sniped by a
He shouldn't even have to
competitive
like
team who has
explain
been
himself
trying for hours
this
to
much
snipe you,
either. Dude.
while
Like
you're
he must have
15
gotten a
hours into the
lot
stream.
of like
You haven't ate, you haven't
hate
drank.
comments.
You're just trying to make it to that 24-hour mark so you can get to 2,000, end stream, get some sleep. And what you've been working on for over a year gets pretty much destroyed during that time.
Exactly,
So,
over a year.
I would just
exactly.
like to ask for
Oh
some
my
empathy.
god, dude,
Please
that's
try to
crazy.
understand how I was feeling in that situation. And of course, if your evaluation of me is still that I'm a piece of shit human being, I'm not going to argue with that.
This is like
But
sad.
that's all I'm saying.
bro.
Just
I'm not
please
gonna lie.
try your best to understand what I was feeling.
Like, just there's
The last
no
thing
way.
I want to really
like,
quickly touch base
people
on
are like
before I
just
wrap up
this
this video
insincere
what is
and
coming
heartless.
up next for my content. So I did, unfortunately, a few days after this, actually lose the Oni streak as well on Toba's landing.
No.
I was just in a very bad headspace. Map definitely did not help. Event, like, you know, a
Lost
whole
the
lot
Oni
of red all
streak.
over. Couldn't really see much. Just played very poorly in general. So I lost the Oni streak as well. That is something I am actually going to try to bring up to 1,000, even though we lost it. We're already at about like 40, I want to say.
Redemption arc,
Also,
baby.
past few
Redemption
days,
arc.
I've been doing a serve win streak with some of my teammates from Petroleum. Right now we are at about 17. Our goal is to make it to 100 and maybe even try to pass Hens' Swift streak, which I believe he got very, very high. I think it was 270 or 170, one of the two.
Ooh, I think I heard about that as well.
Either way, very high
Actually,
streak,
fucking
especially
nuts.
for serve. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited for what the future brings. Honestly, this was a big blessing in disguise. You know, I got a lot of attention from this. My content has grown immensely. A lot of people have found me from this. And now it just, you know, opens up a lot of opportunities for the future. I also am thinking of doing something in the future where I get 100 wins
You can
on
see
every
his
single
whole
killer, you know,
chat,
Trapper,
dude.
Pig,
Yep,
all the
yep.
bad killers, just for fun. So honestly, I'm excited to see where my content goes. And even though we did lose the Blight streak, it really did a lot for me as a content creator.
Like
and,
the statistics and everything that went out were just
I do.
so
it will always
fucking, like,
be
heartbreaking.
a big thing for me, even if I don't do it again. Which, you know, maybe a month or two, might do it again. More updates on that soon. But yeah, regardless, I really do appreciate all of you guys for watching this video in its entirety. I hope it gave some good insight on the streak as a whole, and as well as my loss in the streak, as well as my reaction. Once again, as I said at the start of the video, if you have any questions, any comments, really anything, you know, drop them down in the comments below. I'm going to be trying to respond to every single one. And make sure you try to catch me live, twitch.tv/Momoseventh, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, at pretty much every single day. And whether or not you like me as a person, I really do wish you a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever you're doing. I hope you're having a good time. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I will hopefully see you next week. And
dude, I know that just had to have been like such a gut punch feeling. And like just watching the entire game while he's like talking about it and everything, dude, like there was so many times where it was just like the unluckiest shit. Like for the most part, he was kind of like hitting all of his rushes. It was just when he needed it most, they would pop like a Siptic or something like that, and he just couldn't go for like certain tunnels that he needed to. This dude, like they were just fucking stacked, bro. Like even if he was focusing, I feel like it would have been a tough battle, but like because of the amount of like you gotta like think about it too. This ace basically has 2 dead hearts in his pocket, followed by um um and off the record, right? So like let's just say for instance, he gets hit, he can get knocked, and if he has decisive, get picked up, get off of the shoulder, and then he has an endurance again. So you have to hit him like another like like 2 times to basically down him when you just hit him 2 times to down him already or something. You know what I mean? Like the amount of second chances that survivors have in this game alone is kind of astonishing, bro. Like I give props to him like for having that kind of streak, like that streak, and like his reaction is so validated in my opinion. Like I don't care what anyone says, bro. If you had something you invested 2 years in and people maliciously took that from you, and you were like you just couldn't do anything really. Like you tried your hardest, but you just couldn't do anything. It's a gut punch feeling, and like it's like a crash out is so validated. But yeah, I really hope he gets like another streak going, because I think I'm gonna start like checking him out now. Yeah, this was a crazy fucking video by Momoseventh. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If, like I said before, if you know about any other streaks, even if it was losses or things like that, be sure to comment down below and let me know who I should be looking at and what win streaks are currently going on that I should be currently checking out. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it this far, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next reaction video.